was talking to a friend of mine that just did his first Phoenix protocol, and he called me up and said, okay, what's this all about? I mean, I've just fixed all these things out of nowhere that have been really a problem for years. And I get a lot of questions about this, why it works so well. And of course, why it works so well is fairly easy to explain. So let's take a walk. You know, when we sleep, that's when we heal. And what dry fasting does, it puts you in a temporary condition, a deliberate period of extended sleep metabolism. And of course, what that does, it gives you time to really deal with the big problems. When you sleep, you're not eating anything, and you're also not drinking anything. And that means all your digestive systems have turned down. And I gotta tell you, digesting food takes a lot of effort. The metabolic breakdown of these food compounds and delivery into the system takes an enormous amount of energy. And when that's turned off, the sleep metabolism can start fixing things. So the reason dry fasting works so well is because you're in a perpetual period of sleep metabolism. It's really about that simple. Because of that, interesting things happen that allow you to digest chemicals, metabolic byproducts of eating, metabolic byproducts of amino acids, tryptophan and tyrosine, degrade into these metabolites that mimic CoQ10, which is necessary for oxygen species neutralization in your cells. And so your body doesn't make any more. It's got plenty of things. It's not. There's, you've got these little checks and balances going on all the time in your body. One of the things that sleep does when you extend it is that it gives you time to get rid of all your glycogen. When glycogen is taken out of the system, protein kinase A isn't needed for digestion. When protein kinase A decreases to almost zero and drops down, stem cells light up because protein kinase A and a protein called Wnt are very intimately involved in protecting you. That's one of the reasons you don't want to dry fast all the time. I do it once a year. You can do it if you're extremely obese and do some periods of dry fasting, then periods of eating, then periods of dry fasting to get the weight down, but never use it as a long-term therapeutic lifestyle. It's just not a good idea. One of the reasons is these systems that take about 2 days to turn off are designed to protect you from rampant cell replication. I shouldn't have to go into much detail on that one. And of course, most people eat every day. And if you eat every day, you keep that turned off. But if you eat every day of your life and it's never turned on, that's one of the big limits to lifespan. I talk about a lot of these things in my next book because I answer a lot of questions we've been posed to uncover why it is we live long or not. A lot of it's food. The ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 in the modern diet is like 16 to 1, where it used to be about 1 to 1 or 1 to 2. Somewhere in that region, depending on the population, in the pre-industrial period. So food's a problem. And I get into this in the next book. The thing is, you have to have a philosophy to live longer. It's not just one thing or the other. It's kind of a whole lifestyle idea. And if you have a philosophy, you can live by it. You have to have some kind of philosophy anyway. So the reason dry fasting works is because you've gone into an extended period of sleep metabolism. It's so different from your digestive metabolism. I talk about this in my second book, Neogenesis, because you know what? Dry fasting isn't a panacea for everything. You have to exercise. You have to exercise for your bone strength and muscle strength. You prevent sarcopenia and osteopenia by doing heavy-duty exercise, or just this one. Walking is one of the best exercises. Why I do it all the time. I also do three days of stress exercise, weightlifting. And that just pretty much keeps everything in balance so you don't fall apart. But there's still this problem, you know. Even though dry fasting fixes a lot of things that were wrong because it gives you the longer sleep metabolism to get into this, healing mode, it's great. And if you do the exercise, even better, because one of the reasons our ancestors had very little heart problems, diabetes, all this stuff is because they didn't eat all these concentrated seed oils and they exercised. It's a pretty vigorous lifestyle they had to maintain. Not this convenient lifestyle we now currently enjoy, but take for granted in the worst ways. I make a big deal about concentrated polyunsaturated fats. And yeah, the stuff in bottles in the grocery store are like toxic poisons. But what you get out of food, real, honest-to-God food, green vegetables, some fruit, there's no requirement for carbohydrates, but it sure helps your mitochondria. But you've got to only consider that edible polyunsaturated fats because it comes in at such a low amount. If you're doing a carnivore or modified ketogenic diet, you're getting plenty of protein, and of course that's important because, well, I'll explain in the next book. I could go on for an hour on this walk, but mostly I want to do my walk because it's kind of a meditative time. I've been spending so much time on the book that I take these periods of a long walk to let my subconscious figure things out because that's where the out-of-the-box thinking happens. You can concentrate on this stuff all the time while you're awake, but when you're asleep, that's when the out-of-the-box thinking comes up with out-of-the-box solutions. Anyway, so yeah, if you do some dry fasting, you'll go into a extended period of sleep metabolism, which will fix you and heal you and all those good things. And if you exercise, you'll be healthier and stronger. And like my friend Joel Furman once said, Dr. Furman said that it's not that we're living any longer, we're certainly dying a lot longer because of these illnesses due to our modern convenient lifestyles. It's funny too because the lifespan of the pre-industrial time compared to now is about 40 years compared to 73. Well, I've already exceeded that thing, so good for me. But it's, because of refrigeration and hygienic practices and all that sort of stuff, it's really extended the lifespan. The other things that are happening in the body kind of limit lifespan. And that's what the next book is about. How to address those issues that no one ever addresses. So anyway, that's the plan. Go ahead and do a dry fast. You'll be better for it. You'll probably fix a lot of problems. And live a better life. You have a healthier life anyway. So that's the deal for today. That's the message. Live long and prosper. But do the right thing, and prosper better. Thanks for buying the books and stuff. Phoenix Protocol, Neogenesis. Third one's going to be really fun, and I'm sure you'll probably enjoy that one too. So that's the message today. Dry fasting works because it just puts you in a sleep metabolism. And it's pretty easy. It's a little boring, as you'll see when you finally do one. But for all my friends that have taken the book, taken the advice, write to me on my YouTube channel. God bless you guys. You got a longer future ahead of you and certainly a healthier one. And that's the message for today, and I will leave you with that. I'm going to walk down the beach for about a mile and walk back because that's part of Neogenesis. You got to keep your muscles and strength, and you've got to have some impact to be able to release osteocalcin for all the other organs in your body. Now you'll read about it in the books. Anyway, have a great day. And I will talk to you very soon.